seeing Rodian for the very first time in this route. I turn when I hear a crisp, clear voice. The same blonde young man I had seen in Dossier, whatever it is standing next to a tree. Wow, he's even more remarkable in the flesh. I've never seen a more innocent-looking appearance. His faintly ephemeral aura reminds me of an angel. He's slightly taller than me and has a fairly slender body. Insanely beautiful eyes stand out among his finer features. They're very large, incredibly dark, and indescribably deep. Panting and exhausted, I finally snap out of it, and it dawns on me that my impulsiveness has placed me in a precarious situation yet again. What if he, despite being just a boy, is actually dangerous? Damn. Think. All I can hope for is that this encounter doesn't turn deadly. I need to find some place safe, preferably with other people around. Oh, I'm sorry, you're out here looking for fresh air and I'm smoking, my apologies. I only now notice that the boy's holding a cigarette in his thin fingers, which he immediately puts out. He then walks over to a trash can near a bench and throws it away. I should probably say something. It would be impolite to remain silent. Chide him for smoking is the choice they want us to do. Something inside of me snaps. Isn't it a little bull for a student to be smoking on school grounds? What am I doing? I'm the one who bumped into him. What if he gets angry? But my fears prove unfounded when the boy smiles at me guilty. I'm sorry for spoiling your run, but I had a bad day. Again, I apologize. Absolutely confused by the boy's politeness, I blatantly stare at him. As I scrutinize his appearance, I begin to notice several concerning details. Bruised knuckles, a cut brow, disheveled clothing, Evidently, the boy's unusual look is provoking all sorts of bullying, but none of it fits with what one would expect of an enemy, a villain. Fear leads me and I'm swept away by a tidal wave of empathy. No, I need to control myself. How many times have I been reckless with my trust? It's time to start being more careful. First, I need to get out of this park, but how do I do that when I'm lost? Are you alright? Upon drawing closer, the boy apparently realizes that I'm searching for an exit. I'm sure anxiously glancing about isn't helping. Oh yeah, I'm fine. Everything is fine. My girl's a terrible liar. My voice quivers treacherously, betraying my uneasiness. Pull yourself together, you kook. Well, I'm off. Have a nice day. I'm sure I seem very, very suspicious right now, trying to appear more confident than I am. I head towards what I believe is the park's exit, but the boy follows me. Don't worry, I'm not following you. I'm just going to class. I must look frightened to him. Maybe it would be safer if I kept him in sight, so I slow down a bit. The boy obviously takes this as an invitation to chat as we go. You're new here, right? In the park? In town? His laugh rings out like a bell. It's a small town with barely any young people, and you stand out. Damn it, he's drawing me into a conversation. Yeah, I got here yesterday. On business. Is there even any business to be had in town? I just hopped on a train without looking. I like to travel. My excuse must sound incredibly ridiculous. And you also enjoy riding around aimlessly. Again, that crystalline laugh. So sweet and pure. I know this all feels a bit awkward, but perhaps an introduction is in order. I'm Rodian. I'm Michiko. Very nice to meet you. Like, shouldn't she have gave him a fake name? I don't know. Surely an enemy would not have such a sweet and innocent smile. My girl is more gullible than I am at IRL. Like, I am gullible, but I'm still gonna be very cautious. I wouldn't trust someone so easily. I lose all faith in humanity. This polite, insanely cute kid turns out to be a monster. I mean, what is that one case, that guy that was like a super like charmer and he like socialized so easily and he ended up killing a bunch of girls? Unfortunately, I'm so engrossed with my silent pleas to the universe that I, of course, trip over the shoelace that I had failed to tie. Losing my footing, I involuntarily grab onto Rodian, but he isn't strong enough to hold us both up when we fall to the ground with him landing on top of me. Oh my god. From this angle, he kind of looks scary. He looks like that meme. The meme when like everyone is like super close up to each other so they look like fucking weird. Our fall is broken by the soft leaves beneath us, although Rodian is even lighter than he looks. Tits. What? 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 My jacket had unbuttoned in our tumble, and gravity, being the heartless witch that she is, caused my cleavage to spill out over the top of my blouse. Beat red and heaving heavily, the poor boy stares blankly at the sight before them. Excuse me, look away? For a brief moment, he draws his face closer to mine, but then jumps up and runs away. Shockingly, I was almost kissed by a child. See, they keep mentioning that he's a child, but is he just using glamour to look like one so he can bait people easily to him? Because we all know his actual appearance, I guess, is that dragon thing. I pull myself up and button my jacket again before retying my unlucky shoelace. Brushing myself off, I try to shake the cold chill that has come over me. Still, Rodian is no villain that I know of. There's some villains that can manipulate you. All of them, actually. Only a trembling, innocent young man who would blush so fiercely when given an unobstructed view of a woman's chest. I think any person would be blushing fiercely. Because that's... oh, what the fuck. He clearly ran off because he was ashamed of his behavior. Well, yeah, that was awkward. He just said tits and then just stared. It was also sincere that no one, not even the most insidious villain, would be capable of such. I don't like my girl here. She is too trustworthy of this person. Like, you gotta be careful of kids too, man. You know, teenagers are crazy. They're like wild. You don't know what they're gonna do next. Because again, we've all been there as teenagers. With the danger from Rodian having passed, what do I do now? How do I get back home? Even though I don't have a home anymore. Cass comes running around a corner, and for a brief moment he almost looks worried. Considering how much faster and more athletic he is, it's odd that he only just caught up to me now. How did I manage to give him the slip away? But I'm in no mood to worry about where he's been this entire time. Let's head back to the hotel. Again with his cold and emotionless voice. How did I ever think he was friendly? I guess I only saw what I wanted to see. I'm not going. You're a murderer. You're disgusting and I hate you. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to kill you. I don't care. I don't want to see you ever again. Pull yourself together. We'll finish the mission. I'll take you back and you'll never see me again. Just let me go. So that the Altids can kill you? No one in Castle did see my tears. I crouched down and wrapped my arms around myself. My girl's a little fucking annoying here. I trusted you. I never asked you to. That's facts. He stands there motionless as I sob in utter despair. Murderers, hypocrites, liars. On all sides, I'm surrounded by monsters. After crying myself to exhaustion under Cass's dispassionate watch, I allow myself to be led back to the hotel where I promptly lock myself in the bathroom. Here in a corner, I try to regain my composure, where an even nastier thought begins to torment me. If Castle is a murderer, then Vincent is one too. Not only are they partners, but they're each other's weapons. They're both covered in Kwanzaa blood, and maybe even regular humans too. It's so painful to imagine that I bite down on my hand to try to distract myself. She doesn't think they're murderers when they're killing the Altids, but she thinks they're murderers for killing other Kwanzas and humans. That don't make sense, girlie. They're murderers by killing Altids already. My heart is being trampled beneath this ruthless new world. I feel like she is acting like this way because, again, she sees Rodian as just a kid, an innocent kid, because he hasn't provoked any maliciousness yet. So this is why she's behaving as such. But even then, like, don't take your anger out on the other person when they've been by your side literally the whole time. And you obviously saw that they're not dangerous in any way. They could have killed her. They didn't do it yet. The innocent look in Rodian's fathomless eyes continues to linger in my mind. I don't know how I know, but there's no doubt in my mind he's a Kwanzaa, and that's bad, very bad. He might be killed for it. His life taken simply because he might be dangerous. But he's just a boy, and my place is with the villains of the story. Rage rises within me, forcing me up and out of the bathroom. What I see in the room only adds fuel to an already raging fire. Cass is sleeping peacefully. How can he be so apathetic to what's happening? I can't wrap my head around it. Girl, Cass has not slept all day. He's been awake the whole time, and now you're mad he's sleeping? Staring at Cass's face in disbelief, I walk over to the bed. He really is sleeping. It takes everything I have to stop myself from hitting him. Well, he didn't do anything. He just stated that he would have to kill Rodian. He just stated it, possible fact, but completely beside myself with worry and fear, I pace back and forth while agonizing over things, winding myself up more and more as time marches on. As soon as it starts getting dark outside, Cass abruptly jumps up from the bed, the darkness of the room causing his eyes to flash like a cat's. Turning to me, his cold, sharp gaze cuts deeply into the wound within my heart. Where is Vincent? We have to go. I knew this was coming, but the scariest thing about it is that I can't refuse. He won't let me. We reach Rodian's neighborhood where Vincent is... oh. There he is. Vincent is already waiting for us. Without even looking at me, he roughly grabs my arm and whispers sharply in my ear. Stay behind me when we get to the meter room. And then I'm pulled around a corner of the house. Even though I'm overwhelmed with fear and revulsion, and all my senses are screaming at me that only death awaits, I do not resist. What I see before me is frightening, a strange haze in the air, moonlight refracting around its edges. It looks like there's something behind it, but it's hard to make out, almost as if I'm looking through stained glass. Despite my meager resistance, Vincent grabs me painfully into the cloud. My ears are immediately filled with incredible pressure. My eyes ache so horribly that I can barely keep them open, the air pricking all over my skin like I'm being showered with needles. Rodian is sitting on the ground cradling himself, and I watch in horror as the earth beneath him quakes and splits, spraying gravel up into the air. Catching sight of us, he shouts something while frantically waving his hands. Then Vince grabs onto Cass, who once again transforms into his sword. His expressive emotion-filled face is now frozen, violet eyes covered over in a frosted glaze. They're going to kill him. When the scene reaches its crescendo, everything goes quiet, the type of quiet that only precedes evil. Then the world around us goes black and everything disappears, everything except the calm, bottomless expanse beneath our feet. I can see Rodian even more clearly now, and I watch as he scrapes his nail over the invisible surface of the water, an expression of absolute terror and despair on his face. He knows what's coming. Suddenly my thoughts are crystal clear. I can't allow this heinous act to happen. I need to fight for what I believe in. No one has the right to decide who lives or dies. Without a second thought, oh my god, my girl is so dumb. My girl is dumb. Is it even possible for him to be good on this route? Because from experience, every route he's been terrible. Without a second thought, I dart out from behind Vincent and speed towards Rodian. My girl is more like a waste of space right now. Dropping to my knees, I fling my arms around the boy in an effort to reassure him, to prove to him that he's not alone and amid this immense horror. Everything will be alright, I'm with you. Ronan hugs me back and I feel him tremble. Both he and I are in this together, two unfortunate souls wrapped up in a game made by wicked creatures. Get away from him, you fool! Vincent punctuates his words with a sharp swing of his sword, and its accompanying shockwave passes so closely that the wind catches my hair. For one agonizing moment, I truly believe that Vincent is not going to kill Ronan, but me as well, yet he misses. Looking down, I realize the blow was aimed at the surface of the water, which is now red with blood. But there's something else beneath us, a white swirl, altids, and umbrellas. I try to pull the boy to his feet, but his legs won't move. Then I hear him whisper faintly, "Let him kill us. With the sword, it'd be better." He looks so pathetic and helpless. Kiss Rodian's forehead. Encourage Rodian with swords. What swords? With words, smack some sense into Rodian or pat Rodian's head. I believe it's smack some sense in him. Yeah, smack some sense in him. This isn't a game. This isn't the time to get soft. We need to fight for our lives. Mustering up my resolve, I do the only thing I can think of that might snap Rodian back to his senses. I slap him across the face. You're going to live. Do you hear me? You are going to live, whether you like it or not, because my girl's going to keep you alive. Another gust of air blows towards us, and a sharp pain shoots up my leg. I look down to see a bloody gash on my calf. As much as it hurts, I continue to hold Rodian close. I can't let Vincent hurt him. That's when I notice bodies floating into the water's surface. No, not just bodies, but limbs and other pieces of flesh. The altids are frighteningly similar to humans, at least those parts that I can see. Feeling sick, I close both Rodian and my eyes. A child shouldn't witness such carnage. Noticing that I'm no longer getting sliced up by his attacks, I can only assume that Vincent's assault has ended, so I slowly open my eyes. A golden dome surrounds us, similar to the one Ragnar held me in during their training exercise. Every inch of it is covered with writhing creatures, their thin, pale hands searching for a weakness. Can you get the fuck off my screen? Then the face of the very first altid I ever saw appears before me. That same smile, the same cracked mask. A scream freezes in my throat, and like a child, I feebly close my eyes again. If I don't see it, it's not there. I do that too when they appear. I close my eyes and wish for it to end. But Ronan's whisper is drowned out by Vincent's furious cry. When I feel a huge gust of air hit me, forcing my eyes open. I'm immediately swept up in a wave of blood. Vincent's final blow is so powerful that it smashes all of the hex into bloody pieces, causing the water level to swell. Trembling from disgust, I gasp and sputter as I try to pull up enough air into my lungs to survive the next surge. What did I get? Baptism by fire. What kind of achievement is that? The very next moment, all the water is gone and I'm on the ground completely dry with only an ordinary trash bag nearby. I still have the bewildered boy wrapped up in my arms as Vincent nears us. The man's impenetrable expression betrays nothing of his intentions. Don't come any closer. The words escape my throat as he continues to approach us. Staggering to his feet, Rodian shields me with his body. Brave kid! He just wanted to take out the trash and end up getting attacked by the hex, and now this. If it wasn't for Michiko, I wouldn't have held back. Without dining a glance, Vincent turns and walks away. When Rodian is sure we are safe, he helps me up. He looks at me and I can see hope in his dark, bottomless eyes. You saw them too, the monsters. Does that mean you're like me? Kat suddenly answers and the chill in his voice is startling. Yes, we're all like you. Let's get back to the hotel. We go home tomorrow. What about Rodian? He's coming with us. I can decide what to do with him. How can I be sure you won't just kill him anyway? You can't. There's something in Cass's eyes that tells me this isn't worth arguing over. Whatever the case, I'm nearly out of energy and I just want to curl into a ball in a corner somewhere and never have anyone touch me ever again. Slightly dazed, I head towards Vincent and Cass. Rodian, who had grabbed my hand, is still frightened and trembling. I don't know how to feel about Rodian. Oops, sorry. Bro. I don't know how to feel about Rodian in this route. I don't genuinely like my girl right now with how she's acting. But again, I can understand why she's acting this way because, again, she just sees Rodian as a kid that they just want to kill for no reason because they don't know if he's bad or good. They just know that he's a threat of some sort. But obviously, we can't see him as a threat right now because his powers aren't like evolving. It's just lingering. I don't know, like hers. But we're gonna stop here today. I feel like we have a little bit more to go based on all these choices that I still have yet to do. There's at least like 20 plus left, so we're not done yet. Thank you guys for watching today's episode. Stay beautiful, and I will see you guys in the next one.